State visits the Utah State Aggies. Carter Blackburn, Aaron Taylor, A.J. Ross, Brian Harson's Broncos on the road, looking to remain undefeated in Mountain West Conference play. Gary Anderson's Aggies looking to rally late in 2019. Utah State won the toss and elected to defer, so Boise State will get the football first. Dominic Eberle to kick it off. The dangerous John Hightower is back. On senior night here at Maverick Stadium, Merlin Olsen Field in chilly Logan, Utah. Aggies versus the Broncos. Hightower will let it bounce, and Boise State will get it at the 25-yard line to begin. And the biggest question of the night for Boise State, who will be the starting quarterback? The answer is Jalen Henderson, the fifth-year senior who started his first game ever last week against New Mexico. Mountain West Conference Offensive Player of the Week, and Jalen Henderson will get the start again tonight against the Aggies.
He's earned that start. Jalen Henderson threw for almost 300 yards, had 3 touchdowns a week ago. 10 yards per attempt, pushed the ball downfield. He's got to make good decisions here on the road against a defense that started to play well these last couple of weeks.
The other two Bronco quarterbacks, Hank Bachmeier and Chase Cord, are both available. Started off with a run. Helani breaks it across the 45, across the 50, and George Helani takes it into Aggie territory before Nalei finally catches him from behind. It's a gain of 35 on the first snap.
Carter, coming into tonight's game, it's critical that Boise's offensive line that played 9 players up front, been decimated by injuries, but that's the sort of play to start a game to give them all the confidence they need to continue that for the rest of the night.
Shakir in motion. Toss it on the edge. Thomas blown up. He slips away. Thomas is going to cut it back. Henderson throws a block. It's still a loss of 2. C.T. Thomas brought down, and Eric Munoz, who was amazing in his first start as an Aggie last week, makes the stop for a loss.
He certainly did, and what we're noticing is Boise State using some tempo here. They feel that that fits Jalen Henderson's skill set. Starting fast here on the road was important. So far, so good for the Broncos.
Henderson to the air, complete. Nice throw, and it's Thomas who makes the grab for a Boise State first down. That was a nice throw from Henderson.
It was a beautiful throw, and he threw the ball before the receiver was out of his break. To have that sort of chemistry this early, making your second start on the road, is phenomenal, but it's why we saw him do that a week ago that he's starting this game here tonight.
Henderson, shovel, Hightower. That's a completion, and Hightower with blockers ahead takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos. 30 yards, Henderson to Hightower, and a perfect start for Boise State. Mariner slips away from the first tackler. Mariner takes it out to the 27-yard line to give you a chance on third down for the Aggies. Hatada makes a stop.
This Utah State Aggie team, one of the fastest operations in the country. They're using some substitutions here, which allows Boise State to substitute as well. But it's critical for the Broncos to make sure they get lined up and be keyed in on their assignment and their alignment. When they substitute like this, it makes that job quite a bit easier.
Late night in Logan, our full day of college football on CBS Sports Network continues with a critical Mountain West Conference Mountain Division matchup. Utah State goes 3 and out after an opening drive touchdown for Boise State. So the Broncos will get it now at the 31-yard line. In the Mountain Division, a Boise State win tonight. Broncos take the Mountain Division and host the Mountain West Conference Championship game. Utah State still controls an opportunity to play for a title. Then later tonight, San Diego State and Hawaii meet for the West Division title. Boise State opening drive. First snap, a 35-yard gain for George Halani. And then in just a minute 39, the Broncos take it into the end zone on a 30-yard touchdown catch and run for John Hightower. Jalen Henderson, the starting quarterback for the second straight game for the Boise State Broncos. And so a 7-0 start. And a perfect start for Boise State. Alani takes it to the 45-yard line. Let's take a look at our Chick-fil-A starting lineups. And we begin with the Boise State quarterback, Jalen Henderson. The third of the 3 starting quarterbacks that Boise State has utilized this season. Hank Bachmeier and Chase Cord are both available tonight, but it is Jalen Henderson after a remarkable performance last week in his first start versus New Mexico, who earns his second start in his third program, Boise State. Henderson on the roll on first down. Toss is incomplete. Pressured, and Henderson had to get rid of it. So 2nd and 10.
Like the play called there on first down. Boise State controlling the line of scrimmage here early on the offensive side. Been a lot of injuries, a lot of new faces on that offensive line. They came into this game wanting to establish the run. They did that. So a play action pass on first down is a good way to take advantage of the success that they've had already.
Henderson, time to throw. Nowhere to go with the football. So rolling out of the pocket. Henderson's going to bring it back the other way, and now room to run. Jalen Henderson slides right around the 50 is where he started the slide. So that'll bring up third down. The start of the slide at the 49, gain of 5.
Part of Jalen Henderson's inexperience is sometimes he doesn't know where to throw the football. He's got Halani on a check down. Right now he can deliver the football for an easy first down. The protection's good. He keeps his eyes downfield, what you like, but sometimes you got to take that easy money underneath.
First third down for the Broncos. Henderson to the air, and it is incomplete. Overshot his intended receiver, Shakir. And so the Broncos will punt for the first time. Joel Velasquez on the punt. I mean, couldn't have asked for a better start for the Broncos. Now they're punting here, but you go touchdown on the opening drive. Defensively get a 3 and out on Utah State. Brian Harsin says all 3 quarterbacks are available tonight.
A lot of focus has been on the quarterbacks, Carter, but special teams with the return abilities of both of these teams could be a factor.
Velasquez gets it off. Fair catch called for inside the 15-yard line. For those of you watching on CBSSports.com, our streaming coverage will conclude after the commercial break, but we will continue on CBS Sports Network. You can find us by going to CBSSportsNetwork.com/channel finder. From Logan, Utah, college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. The 20th ranked Boise State Broncos against the Utah State Aggies with A.J. Ross on the sideline, Aaron Taylor, Carter Blackburn, and so Utah State has a chance. Boise State has a better chance at the Mountain Division. Then on the west side, you got San Diego State, Hawaii playing tonight, so consequential night in the Mountain West.
It's semifinal Saturday here in the Mountain West, and there's a very good chance by the time we go to bed tonight, we're going to know who's going to play in the Mountain West Conference Championship. So every team in the country would love to have the opportunity both these teams have here tonight.
November, you have consequential games and possibility for a championship. So Jordan Love and the Utah State offense takes over, but backed up. 7-0 start. Broncos scored in a hurry to get it started. Aggies went 3 and out. Their only possession. Love, deep shot, downfield, incomplete. Way overshooting Tompkins. With Avery Williams in coverage, our Chick-fil-A starting lineups on this side of the ball. Jordan Love, healthy, available, and starting for Utah State. That was in question after he took a hard hit in their last game versus Wyoming. But Love, who has been up and down, but hot of late, especially great in their road win at Fresno State. Complete to the outside. We got third down coming. And it's complete to Nathan. Let's take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting offense.
Position group to keep your eye on tonight's going to be the offensive line for the Aggies.
First down across the 30-yard line. Jalen Warren breaks it. And for the first time, the Aggies move the chains. Wickersham on stop.
That first down is critical for the speed that this offense likes to operate.
From the 31, give it to Warren again, and the Broncos there to make the stop.
Carter, when you talk about the starting defense for the Broncos, looking at David, Moa, Sonatoni, Louis, those guys up front do a nice job of pushing the pocket.
That is tipped and incomplete. Knocked away, intended for Siosi Mariner, who has been the target early. Knocked away by Canijo.
Number 15, Walker, has been targeted a bunch tonight, but he is playing very aggressive defense. Clearly a strategy for Boise State on that side of the ball is to challenge these receivers at the line of scrimmage to try to disrupt the timing of the pass game, and they've done a pretty good job so far.
On 3rd and 9. All eyes on 99, Curtis Weaver. Love, time to throw in the pocket. Now he steps up. Weaver giving chase. Love on the roll. Heaves downfield, and it is caught. Coming back to make the grab. Nathan has the catch. First down, Aggies. Love keeps it alive for a gain of 25.
That's the arm strength and accuracy downfield that has NFL scouts drooling. I thought he could have hit Scarver on the post route from the left to begin. But because the rush got there, he pulled it down. And how about the arm strength for him to deliver that football accurately?
It's called their first time out of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Timeout, Boise State.
It's incredible. There was some pressure right there. That's the mobility he extends, but he keeps his eyes down the field. Look at that football running to his right with just a simple flick of the wrist. Puts the ball on the money and moves the sticks.
Arm talent, and yet 11 INTs last 7 games for Jordan Love. And his offensive coordinator, Mike Sanford, told him just rip it. Gary Anderson, I mean, very pleased with where his team is right now. I mean, this has been a fight this year. There've been, I mean, some bad losses, and yet here you are in November, and Gary Anderson says, hey, this is not a perfect season, but we're in November and a chance to play for a title, bowl eligible. That's a big deal around here.
This is everything you want. It certainly hasn't been pretty at times, but here they are.
See Weaver standing up. Way outside. So bringing Weaver, and here he comes with a free run on Love. Weaver gets the sack. And they brought him from a long way away, AT. The Aggies didn't pick it up. That's a loss of 8 on the sack from Curtis Weaver.
They walked out Weaver out to the outside. He was lined up over the receiver and kind of slow played it green dogged, saw that nobody was going to pick him up, that the back was not there, immediately triggered and got Love down on the ground. That's that pressure that has Boise State one of the best sacking teams in this conference, if not the country.
That is 34 career sacks now for Curtis Weaver. 13.5 this year. Began the day third in the nation. Love, time to throw. Another deep shot from Jordan Love. Inside the 10. What a throw and what a catch. Tompkins pulls it in. First and goal, Aggies.
Skinner can't defend this anymore. He's even interfering with him, got his hands wrapped around him. The ability to concentrate to bring that ball in is tremendous. And now Utah State in the red zone, an area that's given them a lot of problems this year. But here they are, an opportunity to punch this in and tie this game up.
47-yard gain. Sets up first and goal. Warren takes it to inside the 2-yard line. And Reed makes the stop. Tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. And yes, the Aggies are last in the nation in touchdown percentage.
33%. That means every third trip that they make, they get a touchdown. Field goals will not win this game tonight. They got to find ways to take advantage of these opportunities when they present themselves. We were talking with Mike Sanford, the offensive coordinator. They've been looking at a lot of different things to use some razzle-dazzle down here to help them get some touchdowns.
Love. Razzle? Maybe not so much. Walker knocks it away, intended for Mariner, and now you're in third and goal.
They better stop throwing at number 15. He is all over Mariner like a glove. Just does a nice job getting that right hand in there. They tried to throw the back shoulder fade. Walker was having no part of it.
11th play of the drive. Pressure coming. Snap. Love. Toss. Touchdown. Mariner holds it in. Aggies into the end zone. There is a flag down.
Might be unsportsmanlike conduct for celebration afterwards, but that was a busted coverage by the Broncos. On that back end, they had played really well except for that big play. And then they just let an uncovered receiver come wide open for the touchdown.
David Alvarez and his crew get together to sort it out. Still sorting it out.
The eligible receiver downfield offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty. Number 80 was covered up and therefore ineligible to catch the pass. Third down.
Adding to Utah State's red zone woes.
There's Mariner right there, and he's right. He's covered up. You have to be the end man on the line of scrimmage to be eligible. Because Mariner was up on the line instead of off of it, it makes him ineligible because the guy outside of him was quote-unquote covering him up, and the touchdown comes off the board. Boise State got lucky, though, because they completely busted that.
So now third and goal again, but back out to the 7-yard line. Love, fade again. It is caught, and it is waiting for the official signal. Was Rep in bounds? Yes, touchdown on a remarkable TD grab by Caleb Rep.
Watch Rep just get this ball out of the air. He's got full possession, gets that left foot down with the one-handed catch, hand fighting out there on the edge. Look at the concentration to bring that football in. That left foot, the toe, and the entire foot has to get inbounds because he's going backwards. To me, it looks like there's blue between the back black of his shoe and the turf. Wow. This was an incredible catch. We know his toe's down, but he's got to get his heel down in bounds because he's traveling in a backwards direction. What an incredible job. And the credit to this officiating crew for getting it right.
The PAT is good, and smiles for the Aggies because after a touchdown is wiped off the board, they managed to get it in regardless. A 47-yard grab sets it up. And then Rapp goes up with one hand, 1 foot. That's all you need for 6.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? By Verizon, the network more people rely on. And by Chick-fil-A's new mac and cheese. Your dinner plans just got cheesier.
He is big and blue, and that's why he's called Big Blue. A remarkable shot of Big Blue bringing the Aggies onto the field. Our director is Matt Plundo. Our producer, Scott Brandwine. 7-7 here in Logan, Utah. Hightower is back. That'll bounce for a touchback. A chance for us to say hello to A.J. Ross.
Thanks so much, Carter and Aaron. Well, everyone loves an underdog story, overcoming odds and adversity, showing us all what they're really capable of. And that's exactly what Boise State quarterback Jalen Henderson and Utah State linebacker Eric Munoz showed us all last week with their first starts of the season. A JUCO transfer, third stringer. Henderson had 292 yards, 3 touchdowns versus New Mexico State, and won Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week honors. Meanwhile, Munoz had 13 tackles, 2 interceptions, and he earned co-defensive player of the week honors. And get this, a scholarship from the team, guys.
That's fantastic. It really is. I mean, and the guys that the coaches have, as Holani keeps rolling again. What a tough run by Holani. And he's finally brought down after a gain of 14 yards. Wow.
Tackling terrible so far by the Aggies, particularly in the run game. They're not getting the ball carriers to the ground. They've got to do a better job. They're there to make plays. They've just got to find a way to finish them.
Holani, 3 carries, 61 yards. That'll boost your per carry average. Now, Holani, they're not all going to go exactly that well, but still, you would take 4 yards per carry anyway, which is exactly what Holani gets on first down. And
they're averaging about 16 yards per carry as a team so far. You would expect that to come down, but Carter, this is an offensive line that played 9 different players a week ago. That's almost your entire 2 deep. So many new faces really affects your chemistry and timing, but that's not a factor so far here early.
Yeah, worth repeating. 9 offensive linemen in 1 game.
It's incredible.
And it was not the spring game. Henderson, incomplete. Missed it. Hightower on the edge. So a chance for us to finally take a look at the Utah State defense.
Well, this is a defensive unit that has struggled a little bit throughout the year, but to their credit, these last couple weeks, they've played well as a unit. They're without their playmaker, David Woodward, the linebacker, who still leads a team in tackles and hasn't played in the last 3 weeks. We heard A.J. talk about Eric Munoz. He's really been a key piece that's come back into this defense and allowed them to settle down. They're finally getting production from their second level.
Henderson started 3 for 3, 0 for his last 3. Second start as the Boise State quarterback. Time to throw in the pocket, steps up and delivers. That's complete to Butler, who takes it to the 40-yard line of the Aggies before Grayson brings him down. Gain of 17.
Nice job of sitting down inside the zone coverage. He just stops right there on the hash in between 3 defenders, and another missed tackle allows Henderson to get some much-needed yards after the catch. Excuse me, for Butler.
As A.J. told you, Jalen Henderson, this is 3rd program, UTSA, then Trinity Valley Community College. Brian Harsin telling us and everybody else all year he is capable of winning games for us. And now Henderson to the air looking for Hightower. Just missed him. Overshot him. Haney there in coverage. Gunther there in coverage. Haney there in coverage.
Well, we saw Jalen Henderson do a remarkable job a week ago of throwing the football beautifully. Even Coach Harsin was talking about the corner route that he threw in the touchdown to Hightower, one of the best throws he had ever seen. A little bit different route there, but when you average 10 yards per attempt like Henderson did a week ago, it means you have that downfield accuracy, but he's been a little long on his deep throws so far.
On 2nd and 10, Henderson steps up. Shakir goes up, couldn't bring it in. 2 hands on it, couldn't grab it, incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Khalil Shakir.
Officials timeout for an injury to a defensive player.
Just a tremendous effort trying to go up and get that football. He had his hands on it. He's going to wish that he could get that one back. But I think this might be Justice Tae, the defensive end. Been quite the playmaker for them all season long. They're already without David Woodward. 51's one of their leaders up front and been a fun guy to watch over the years. So over there, left tackle gets chipped right there. Really nice job by Robert Mahone coming over there. And it looks like something to do with that contact. Rocked Tay a little bit. Very good to see him leaving on his own accord. I gotta say, as a former offensive lineman, we love a good running back chip. And Mahone did a beautiful job there. That'll slow the pass rush down next time when Tay's coming off the edge and he sees the back flash. That last play is going to linger in his mind.
Nick Henniger ended the game in place of Tay. They've played a lot of guys at defensive end because Tipa Nalei has been injured this year, back and healthy at this point. Shifting prior to 3rd and 10. All-out blitz. Henderson hit as he throws, heaves long, Hightower couldn't haul it in. Knocked away at the last moment from Hightower. Bond brings it. And it was everybody coming on Jalen Henderson.
How about the late pressure up the middle, hurdles the running back and gets him down. Bond came from center field. Credit Henderson for getting that ball out. Hightower turns around, tracks the football, but can't hold on to it. These are some tremendous missed opportunities for these offenses that have missed some downfield throws.
So Haney knocks it away. Velasquez will punt. Fair catch inside the 15. So the Aggies are backed up 7-7. Broncos and Aggies in Logan. Well, kind of like the season for Utah State. It has been up and down to start against Boise State, and yet you're 5-1 in the Mountain West. And Jordan Love, I mean, this is kind of indicative of his season.
Just has this tremendous ability to extend plays, find something, but a nice job coming back to that football. But his downfield touch does a beautiful job of putting the football in the breadbasket, and a couple of beautiful back-to-back catches. The last by Caleb Repp tied this game up. The pass game is humming for Utah State. Now there's a lot of incompletions in there, but they've been hitting on some deep passes. If they can do that, that should help to open up the run game. This offense would love to be balanced. They just haven't run the ball well enough to do that. When you're throwing the football as well as they are, keep doing it.
11-play touchdown drive. Left pick six. Jalen Walker walks into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. Aaron, you said on the last possession, Jalen Walker is holding his ground at corner. That is the first interception by a Boise State cornerback this season, and it turns into 6 immediately.
Just an incredible job of Jalen Walker breaking on the football. That's film study. The anticipation, knowing that's coming out, and turnovers problematic for Jordan Love in this Aggie offense once again.
The PAT is good. Only the 6th interception of the year by Boise State, 14-7.
On a Suspicious Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Hey, you're late.
I was just getting more Dr. Pepper.
Is that Dijon mustard? Are you seeing another grill?
No.
Was it her? What does she have that I don't?
She has an onion volcano. Look.
She uses propane. This is natural, girl.
Tastes the same to me.
What?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Didn't we tell you there have been a lot of ups and downs for Jordan Love this year? Well, after a TD, here's an INT.
He's going to be watching the receiver here, and he's going to break. Excuse me, I circled the inside guy. He was on the outside, and they shifted the coverage. They were expecting man coverage there. But Jalen Walker just immediately broke on the football, and that's been the problem with Jordan Love all season long. Almost throwing to his first read, kind of tipping off what he's doing, but that was just a great play on the back end. Credit the coverage and the tight coverage of Walker all night long for another touchdown.
Touch back to the 25. So Boise State, you win tonight or next week on the road at Colorado State. Then you win the Mountain Division if they win tonight. Host the Mountain West Conference Championship game on the blue turf. For the Utah State Aggies, you have to win the final two, and both Boise State and Air Force lose next week. Air Force still in it as well. But the bottom line for Boise State, if you win this game, you wrap up the Mountain Division, you host the Mountain West Conference Championship game, and you are very much in play for the New Year's Six as the highest ranked conference champion if you are able to win that Mountain West Conference Championship game. Last year, a loss to Fresno State in the Mountain West title game. Love will hand off. This is Jalen Warren, who takes it to the 30-yard line, and there is a flag down. Nawahine makes the stop.
Holding. Offense, number 72, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That's Alfred Edwards, the only returning starter on this offensive line from a season ago. This is a young group. 4 new starters entering 2019, 3 freshmen, 2 sophomores. You see that left arm wrapped around David Moa, and that's just way too easy of a call, and the Aggies marching backwards.
Constricting his movements.
I see what you did there.
First down, Love to the air. Deep shot, incomplete, literally off the feet. Now Mariner's going to pick it up. That ball ever hit the ground? Mariner was trying to sell it like it did not. It literally went off of his feet, which makes it much more difficult to catch with your feet than with your hands.
So from a play calling standpoint here, it's 2nd and 20 because of the hold by Edwards. You're trying to figure out a way to get at least half of this back and have a makeable 3rd down situation. They love their tunnel screen game. They've been pushing the ball downfield. Now a timeout's been called on the field.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was an incomplete pass.
All right, let's go back because Mariner was trying to sell it, and we will take another look as well. The calf, the backside.
It looks like it hit the ground after that second bounce. Hard to see from that angle. I'm with you, though. You saw it pop up, but right there it hits, and then it pops back up into his legs.
It's incomplete. It hits the ground, but that would have been the most remarkable, using just about every body part available to secure the catch.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Incomplete pass, 2nd down.
You saw Rep get the touchdown pass with one hand, and then COC Mariner is like anatomy check trying to make that catch.
It was good on him. Good little effort. Tell you what, Cardi, take a look at the first 3 possessions for this Aggie team. Punt, touchdown, and interception. With that interception, Jordan Love now leads the country with 15 interceptions thrown.
Wow. Make it 12 INTs in the last 8 games. And worth repeating, the first interception by a Boise State cornerback this year goes for the pick 6 from Jalen Walker.
Keep your eye on Weaver, 99. This time he drops in coverage.
Love, 2nd and 20, deep out, and it is caught. Boy, Mariner makes a nice grab on a nice toss from Jordan Love, but you're still in 3rd down after a gain of 13.
But now it's makeable, right? You're in 3rd and medium. It's where you want to be. And that was really, really close. Wonder if they're going to take a look at this. Looks like they're maybe going to let him play.
If I'm the Aggies, I snap this in a hurry.
No doubt.
It is in the books now. Love stepping up, pressured, and written down. Sacked for a second time. This time, Chase Hatada brings down Jordan Love, forcing a punt for Utah State.
Chase Hatada lined up over the left tackle. Just does a nice job of stabbing. Going to be bull rushing. Here he is right here. He's going to come up, get right into the chest of the left tackle. He's a little bit late off the ball, but look at his hands. I love Hatada. He's kind of like a poor man's Joey Bosa. Very aggressive, violent hands. Plays with great leverage, and he got home that time.
Bartolic just gets away the punt. Shakir nearly got it, but it is out of bounds around the 35-yard line. We'll see where they mark it out. A 14-7 start for Boise State. A pick six last time the defense was on the field. A Hatada sack forces another punt. Bronco ball. 20th ranked Boise State has a 14-7 lead on Utah State. Let's take a look at our top 25 scoreboard, brought to you by Red Lobster. So the group of 5 ranked teams, SMU losing to Navy earlier today on CBS Sports Network. That's the consequential one.
So Memphis at 18, Cincinnati at 19. That's really the game. November 29th, they play each other, so that's going to eliminate one of the teams in front of Boise State.
And Brian Harsin saying, all right, I mean, here's the good part about being Boise State. All year long, people are going to be talking about the New Year's Six and the possibilities. And Brian Harsin saying, yeah, of course we want that pressure. We want that opportunity. But let's win the Mountain West Conference Championship and then see where we're at. And that's basically his message to the team. Because if you don't win your league, you ain't going. Shakir takes the handoff, blockers ahead. Shakir written out of bounds after a gain of 11. Broncos have gotten creative in running the football. That's nothing new, but the wide receiver is really involved in the run game of late.
No, Octavius Evans had a touchdown in the red zone a week ago on a reverse. We saw Hightower earlier. Credit Zach Hill for dialing back up the run. Jalen Henderson started this game 3 for 3 since then. He's only completed 1 of his last 7 passes. Boise State averaging well over 10 yards per carry. They need to keep running this football.
That is a very telling stat right there. So, run it again. Holani, right side. You don't get 13.5, but you still get 4 more. Like we said last time, you get 4 yards every time you run the football. You take it
all day long, particularly with the style of offense that Utah State likes to run. They're dead last in time of possession. The Aggies are offensively. So if Boise State can continue to control this football, their defense will stay fresh, and with the way that they're playing aggressively on the perimeter, this is playing right to the Broncos' hands.
Hightower will take the snap at quarterback. Shakir in motion. Hightower hands off. Holani on the right side, pushing ahead. 1 yard short of the first down, but you're in 3rd and short after a gain of 5. Unga makes the stop. So even with Hightower getting the snap at quarterback, still hand it off.
And Hightower taking that snap, make no mistake about it. If they handed that ball off, they were seeing how Utah State was going to defend that. They will come back to this later in the game and dial something up that they feel gives them a mismatch.
Henderson back at quarterback.
Underneath center, either going to be an ISO or a sneak with this down and distance.
Pistoni at fullback on 3rd and 1. Here's the toss. Holani, plenty of room on the left side. First down and more. George Holani breaks it inside the 10. Bond runs him down inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. Broncos 36 more on the ground.
I thought it was going to be a lead up inside, but it's a toss lead. And again, missed tackles by the Aggies. They're in position, but they're not getting the ball carriers to the ground. Finally, Bond makes the tackle, but once Boise State is well inside the red zone.
On just 7 carries, George Holani 110 rushing yards in the first quarter. And now Henderson. Statue of Liberty, Holani on the left side. Did he reach it? Yes, touchdown, Broncos in throwback fashion. Boise State into the end zone again.
A little homage to the Fiesta Bowl, Carter. Great call, good eyes. The razzle-dazzle of the Broncos continues down here in the red zone. We saw reverses, we saw flip passes to their tight end John Bates a week ago, and they let Helani finish this drive that he started, being brutal on the ground in the run game. It's about as well as I've seen Boise State run the football all season long. Those boys up front, they're getting it done, and their backs are running hard.
Sack sneaks it through. That's another good hold by Riddle after a bad snap. But Riddle gets it down. Helani into the end zone. Yeah, we've seen that before.
And it was a great play acting by Helani, playing dumb, looking off to the right. But he was smarter than everybody on the field. Look at the blocking there. The handoff there, an opportunity by Munoz there to maybe make the tackle. But once again, late to the party. But Zach Hill dialing up some dimes down here in the red zone, and his offense is delivering.
I like Zach's backwards hat, too. Just looks cool. You look confident when you're calling plays with a backwards hat on, right?
There's no doubt. And he's one of the many successful play callers we've seen here for the Boise State Broncos, and you see the celebrations on the sideline. But they've got more backwards hats. Maybe that's a Boise State thing. We just got to rock the backwards flex-fitted hat. You get your swag on.
You hand the ball off backwards. You rock the backwards hat. I mean, it's all in reverse.
Me.
Throw it in reverse. This is Tompkins, who takes it inside the 5 for the Aggies. Tompkins gets across the 20, ridden down around the 24-yard line. DeRose makes the stop.
Well, Carter, you want to take a look at Utah State's offense. Helani's got 8 rushes, 115 yards. Utah State is a team almost 20 plays and only 107 yards total. Aggies better pick it up.
The touchdown drive for the Aggies, 11 plays. Other than that, not much offense.
They connected on some deep balls down the field. See if they can go through that. But Boise State, to their credit, has been D'ing them up and playing press coverage exactly like we're seeing here pre-snap.
Love hands off Bright, trying to find the edge. Bright, nothing doing there. It's a gain of only 1 yard. DeRose in there on the stop again. Made the nice special teams play, and DeRose makes the tackle after only a 1 yard gain. Junior from Pueblo, Colorado.
That's Kakala Canijo on that last play. Recognized it immediately and triggered to force the negative play.
Love stepping up in the pocket, chased, throws a dart incomplete. It was behind Mariner, who sat down in a hole in the coverage, and now you're at 3rd and 9.
And if there was some pressure off that right-hand side, Carter, who do you think was there that was bringing it?
I'm going to go with Curtis Weaver.
Good guess. Nice job of flushing him. And him and Cioce Mariner, they've been a deadly combination, really in sync all season long. But these balls aren't getting to the intended targets with the receivers. They just seem out of sync. Something is not right between Jordan Love and his receivers in the throw game.
Empty on 3rd and 9. Love, quick hitter. Rep makes the grab. Rep unable to rip away, and Happel makes the stop. I mean, Happel right there with them on the catch. 4th down with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter.
That was something that offensive coordinator Mike Sanford said that they were going to go to into the empty look, meaning no running backs in the backfield. Credit the great tackling in the open field by Happel, something that the Aggies haven't been able to do defensively that's forcing this punt here.
Told it to punt if they snap it before the end of the quarter. And they do. 3rd, 3 and out for the Aggies. Short punt. This will back up and out of bounds right around midfield. We'll see where they mark it out. At the 49-yard line. 21-7 lead for Boise State. College football on CBS Sports Network. Presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Let's take a look at our Dr. Pepper Fansville. The herd in full force. But Boise State, are they here? Yep.
Saw them walking in. You've got the little ones out here with some ear protection on. She's got her fingers in her ears. She's smart. She's been really well coached up.
Fans of all ages out for late night in Logan, Utah. I mean, it really is a terrific fan base, especially the student section. And what I love about Maverick Stadium here in Logan, Utah, you have the students directly behind the bench. It's the home bench, but you have the students at the 50-yard line. You're not tucked away in a corner. I like that. Shovel toss, Hightower. First down, breaks it. On the first play of the second quarter, Hightower sets up the Broncos again. Marked out around the 35.
Another flip pass here, this time to Hightower. Utah State just doesn't have an answer for the perimeter run game. Doesn't matter whether it's Helani up the middle or the receivers out on the perimeter, whether it's reverses, flip passes. You have to do something, bring extra safeties down. They're playing single high coverage now, so you expect that they have an extra body there. They're just not getting off their blocks or making tackles.
Motion 2 tight ends. Give it to Helani again on the left side. Helani, good push. Takes it to the 30 and 4 more yards. A historic first quarter for George Helani, the true freshman from Bellflower, California. So 100-plus rushing yards in the first quarter for the first time since Jay Ajayi in the 2014 Fiesta Bowl. That is excellent company for George Helani.
Just a true freshman. We talked about whether or not Boise State would break their streak of having 1,000-yard rushers. Helani's got a chance with the way he's playing tonight.
Henderson shot, Hightower incomplete. Williams there in coverage, locked up on Hightower, and one of the few real misses we've seen from the Broncos so far.
The officials letting him get away with a little bit of a hold right there. He's got his hands on both sides of him. No flag gets thrown. He waves his hands. DJ Williams does, like, not on my watch. But he got to be careful. 4 pass interference penalties a week ago on this Aggie defense. Lots of trades and motions. Let's try to give them some pre-snap advantages.
3rd and 6. Henderson steps up. Henderson will pick up the first down inside the 20-yard line. Henderson dropped by Metzenheimer from behind, but Jalen Henderson able to scramble. Gain of 10, move the chains again.
Just a good job of recognizing the coverage. Everybody dropped so far deep, there was nobody there. Munoz finally gets over there and gets him down on the ground, but that's a heads-up play by the quarterback to move the sticks. Once again, getting into the red zone.
Every Boise State rush in this game has gone for at least 4 yards. So why not keep it on the ground? This time Van Buren bounces it back. Has a block on the edge. Van Buren inside the 10, inside the 5. Finally ridden out of bounds. 1st and goal, Boise State. Henniger makes a stop. Go to Andrew Van Buren. His first touch, he gives you 16.
This is a young man that got some roll, but we talked about the missed tackles. Right there, you've got an opportunity to get him down. Henniger's got a chance. The defensive lineman on the ground's got a chance. They're in position to make plays. Another missed tackle there by Williams, and finally they get him out of bounds on their 4th or 5th attempt. That's not going to win you a ball game and keep your championship hopes alive if you're playing defense like that.
Henderson, and around it is almost another big man score. Cleveland eligible for the handoff. They got one last week, and Cleveland oh so close.
Every fat dude in America's heart just broke with Cleveland getting on the ground. Justice Tay gets big old 76 down. I love the creativity of this offense, though. And they still picked up some positive yards.
The first rush that doesn't go for 4 yards comes from Ezra Cleveland on a gain of 3.
Oh, man, it was moving, though.
Give it to him again. Feed the beast. Hand off, Helani into the end zone. 2nd rushing touchdown for George Helani. And the Broncos are setting up shop in the end zone here in Logan, Utah. 27-7.
Controlling the line of scrimmage. Boise State is just dominating. Keep your eye right here on the right guard, Jake Stetz. Boom! Just a nice combo block with the right tackle there, John Ojukwu. Stetz is playing for the injured Eric Quevedo, who missed this game. He's one of the new faces that has allowed this offense to be dominant on the ground tonight.
Zach's PAT easily good. 7 plays, 51 yards in just 3 minutes and 10 seconds. 21 unanswered for Boise State. Holy Holani. George is averaging 12 yards per carry, AT.
He's been phenomenal. Well, you would expect him to get better as the season went along. A week ago, he averaged 10 yards per carry running the football, but he's been magnificent tonight, running hard. It's been fun to watch this young man progress as the season's gone along. At this point in the season, you're no longer a freshman, and Holani is running angry and has a big upside. 4 rushes of 10-plus yards. He's been explosive. He's run physical, and he's the reason why Boise State is up by 3 touchdowns here in the first half.
And how about the confidence for the offensive line? You talked about having banged up, replacing, played 9 guys last week, shuffled all around, and yet having no trouble running the football against the Aggies in this first half.
It's what they wanted to do. They wanted to come out and control the line of scrimmage, and when you're on the road, you have to play good defense and run the football, and Boise State has done a beautiful job of that this evening.
Velasquez kickoff. Tompkins will wave it. That's a touchback to the 25-yard line. Tomorrow, the NFL on CBS, highlighted by a full afternoon of games, including an NFC South clash between Carolina and New Orleans. The Raiders on the road against the Jets. All starts with JV and the guys on the NFL today at noon Eastern on CBS. Curtis Weaver is certainly drawing attention to the NFL, so here is AT's scouting report on Mr. Weaver.
Well, he's just had tremendous, excellent collegiate production. He leads the Mountain West all time in sack slides. He's got really active hands. He lulls guys to sleep, and he's gotten better each season. What scouts want to see him do is to work on his limited and inconsistent pass rush plan. He's kind of a one-trick pony. They look at his body a little bit, doesn't want to necessarily play against the run and being maybe as physical as he is.
Utah State has called their first time out of the half. 30 seconds in lane.
That's bad timeout.
But there's no debating his ability to come off the outside edge and rush the passer.
I think Gary Anderson and Mike Sanford are over there saying, who called a timeout? Because, I mean, you a touchback, you're coming out for 1st and 10, and timeout called by Utah State. Certainly from the offensive coordinator, the head coach's reaction, there's some confusion as to that timeout. But I don't think they're getting it back.
No, I don't think they're going to get it back either. And if you're Utah State, you have to find some production on this drive. You get the sense that this is a must-have scoring opportunity if this Aggie team is going to get themselves back in the game.
1 touchdown drive. That was 11 plays. And since then, pick 6, 3 and out, 3 and out. Low over the middle. That is caught to the 39-yard line. No 3 and out. Rep makes the grab. That's a gain of 14. He had the touchdown catch for the Aggies.
And you saw that time they motioned the running back out of the backfield pre-snap. They want to create some one-on-one matchups with their backs against the linebackers.
Just as soon as something goes right for the Aggies, flags are down.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 75, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And that's Ty Shaw. You can't have it. Those are operational administrative penalties. You're at home. There's no crowd noise here. You're on offense. This is your home track. You have to be disciplined, particularly when you're 3 touchdowns down.
Jordan Love now over 8,000 passing yards in his Utah State career. Complete on the edge, blown up immediately. Apple flies in to make the stop.
The secondary is tackling incredibly well. We've seen Utah State torch people out on the perimeter, getting the football into their playmakers' hands in space, but Boise ain't having it.
Aggies snap it quickly. Warren on the edge, but nothing doing there. So it's actually incomplete. Wimpy there in coverage along with Jalen Walker. And third, and was it a catch? It is a catch, but regardless, you're in third and long. So 3rd and 14.
Utah State empty again. 2 receivers up top. Now they're going to shift. So this is where Boise State has to communicate and make sure they adjust accordingly. They're looking to the sidelines. The secondary now has to communicate about what adjustments they make based on the strength changing.
Love, Weaver nearly got to him, steps up, throws. It is knocked away, incomplete. Skinner in coverage, but Weaver brought the pressure on Jordan Love to force the ball out, and the Aggies will punt again.
An incredible job by Jordan Love of getting out of here. Just a great set of stunts right there. Boise State had their hands on him. They talked to the defensive coordinator for Boise State. They said, we cannot allow Jordan Love to get free. When he gets out of the pocket and extends plays, he can hurt us. That time they missed, but their back end held up.
Jeff Schmetting's bunch has done it well so far. Williams will let that one sail out of bounds. We'll see where this one is marked out. There is a flag down. So David Alvarez and crew.
I think Schmetting is the guy that wears his hat backwards. Kind of seems to be a thing at Boise, no?
It's working. It's working for him.
During the kick, holding number 33 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down. Timeout on the field.
Bronco football again, up by 3 touchdowns. Boise State 28-7 on Utah State. CBS Sports celebrates the 150th anniversary of college football. Take a look at the 1999 Humanitarian Bowl between Louisville and Boise State. Chris Redman leading the Louisville offense. The Broncos rumble back. 2 rushing touchdowns, and they win it on the blue turf, 34-31. Broncos' first FBS Bowl win. And now trying to make it to the New Year's 6. But first you have to win the Mountain West Conference. A Boise State win tonight. They wrap up the Mountain Division and host the Mountain West Conference Championship game. Still 1 more to go at Colorado State next week on CBS Sports Network. Alani takes it to the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 4 more for George Halani, who is carrying the load. Longest active streak of bowl games, 17 straight for Boise State. It'll be 18. The only question is, which bowl game do the Broncos head to? Oh, that's just...
And look at the brands that were up there. Like, this is an elite program that has been winning for many years.
Henderson 2nd and 6. Time to throw, steps up, finds Halani over the middle. So now it's Halani in the pass game. First down to the 34-yard line. Good protection again for Jalen Henderson.
Good protection and good patience by Henderson. He wants to go downfield to the double move with Hightower. Throws the ball across his body a little bit late, but it was on target. Hits Halani right in stride for the first down.
And Jalen Henderson starting his 2nd game at quarterback for the Broncos. Injuries to Bachmeier and Chase Cord. They are available tonight, but Henderson gets his 2nd start. Halani on the left side, across the 35, across the 40. George Halani is eating the Aggies up.
That was Stats on just a power play, pulling the backside guard, taking advantage of double teams on the play side. There's Stats right at the right side of your screen, gets just a nudge on number 33, Metzenheimer, on that 2nd level. Man, as an offensive lineman, this is what you love to do. Cold weather games, championships on the line, controlling the line of scrimmage. And if you're Utah State, you have to find a way to get a spark play or turn this football over.
Van Buren gets a couple. Nasty tackle there by Henniger. George Halani's on pace to rush for about 500 yards tonight.
He's certainly going to do it. He's already surpassed his season high already. But remember, we talked about the long line of successful running backs for this Boise State team. That looked like early on in the year that they weren't going to get there. But the way Halani is playing tonight, he only needed 297 rushing yards these last 2 games to get it, and he's well on his way to doing that tonight.
Henderson, deep shot, Shakir, and something got mixed up there between Shakir and Jalen Henderson, so 3rd and 8. Yeah, George Halani might hit the 1,000-yard mark tonight with 145, career high for the true freshman, and we are not even halfway through the second quarter.
It's incredible. He's running well, but Utah State is missing tackles, and this offensive line is giving him the opportunities. You combine all of that, and he's having a career night with a season high and counting.
First 3rd down of the drive. In fact, the first 3rd down of the last 2 drives for Boise State. Henderson zips it complete. Shakir has the grab, has the first down, has the 31-yard line. Grayson makes a stop after a gain of 13 more.
Tipa Nalei was right there, almost got the sack, but he couldn't. Henderson kept his eyes downfield, stepped up in the pocket, used some athleticism of his own to extend the play, and found his target down the field. I'll tell you what, man, this kid came in last week and played awfully well, and he's doing that again here tonight.
The 5th-year senior from Kingwood, Texas. Van Buren will take it on the right side. Push to the 25. That's a gain of 6 more for Andrew Van Buren.
Another missed tackle in the hole by this Aggie defense. Metzenheimer was right there in the hole, dropped his head, and couldn't get him down on the ground. There's been at least 10+ missed tackles so far. So those yards after those missed tackles and first contact are a big reason why Boise State's having the success that they are. Man coverage across the board, looks like.
Mahone motions into the backfield for a moment. Henderson shakes it at the 10 and takes it inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. Metzenheimer brings Henderson down from behind after a gain of 24. Look at the move at the 10.
How about the Shake Shack? He shakes Shaq Bond, breaking ankles, but just gets him to leave his feet. And then finally, Metzenheimer finally gets him down on the 3-yard line. Who do you think's getting the ball this time? They're going to throw a pass to Harsin or hand off to the guard? What do you think they're going to do?
I'd bring the mascot in. Former coach can win on the road. 2 red zone, 2 touchdowns. Mahone will take it, stretch. He is just short. No, he's in. Touchdown. Touchdown Broncos. This time Robert Mahone into the end zone.
Mahone only had 3 carries a week ago. Started out the year as the bell cow back. Leftridge came unblocked off that left-hand side, makes contact, but because Mahone is so big, just gets his body in with that extra effort there at the end for another touchdown. How about that drive, man? 82 yards, 9 plays. Everybody's eating for Boise State.
Previous play is under further review. The win on the field was a touchdown.
All right, we're going to see if Mahone is in or not.
You'll see him arch and flex his back right at the very end as he's crossing the goal line. It did look close. It is worth looking at. But I think the officials got the call right on the field. There's Leftridge making the effort. Ooh, that was close. Depending on, it's hard to see. You can see that his rear end hits the ground there.
But where's the football?
Where's the football? That's the question. Now remember, the call on the field is a touchdown, and that's important here because you have to have a definitive look that conclusively shows that Mahone hits the ground and the ball did not break the plane to overturn this, and we just simply haven't seen that. It looks close, but there's no conclusive evidence that I've seen so far that would warrant overturning this.
And the line judge and the head linesman, one had it touchdown, one had it just short. And looks like Mahone was just short. Looks like the football, like that stretch in the second effort comes after the backside hits the ground.
Get the feeling that regardless of this call, it's almost academic with the way that Boise State is running the football. This might be the angle here. Good effort there. You'd almost have to sync those up. I get you. I mean, you look at it, it does look like he hits the ground first, but I don't know if we got a clear look at it.
Further review, the runner was down short of the goal line. The ball will be placed at the 1/2 yard line, second down.
Give it to Mahone again?
Yeah, there's no question. Let him finish off what he almost started. And it's good that they looked at that, and I understand overturning that play. But to me, there was no clear look that definitively showed that. But you understand that they can intuit that because that's clearly what it looked like.
Now, Mahone has been fighting through a knee injury, has been kind of a closer for the Broncos. He had 2 touchdown runs in the 4th quarter versus Air Force, the consequential win in the Mountain Division, giving Boise State the opportunity to wrap it all up tonight with the win. And you see the big brace on that right knee.
Last week, he simply didn't feel right. He only got 3 carries, 21 snaps. He changed his brace this week, and coaches told us it felt great and made all the difference for him.
So it will be Mahone, and this time he is clearly in for a Boise State touchdown. Robert Mahone walks in. Broncos in command. 34-7 way before the half.
This is what championship teams do. They handle business. They snuff any life or hope out of their opponents. Both these teams came into this game tonight with Mountain West Conference possibilities on the line. But it's been the Broncos that have been handling business and playing like champions tonight.
3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving on a shovel catch and run from Hightower, 1 from the defense on a pick 6. It all adds up to a 35-7 lead for the Broncos on the Aggies. Brian Harson's Broncos come rolling into Logan. Late night dominance in the first half for Boise State. (35-7) Boise State on Utah State in the second quarter. Tomorrow on the hardwood, the final day Jamaica Classic. LSU taking on Rhode Island at 2:30. Then it's 6:30. The basketball Aggies, Utah State against North Texas, only on CBS Sports Network. A remarkable come-from-behind win for the Utah State Aggies. Craig Smith, the pride of Stephen, Minnesota. 19 down against LSU. Sam Merrill leads the way, and a tremendous win for Utah State against LSU, down by 19. And you can catch him tomorrow on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Squid kick. Tompkins will let it roll. And that'll be a touchback take to the 25. Let's check in with A.J. Ross.
Thanks, Carter. Facing off for the first time against his alma mater, this is a very special matchup for Utah State offensive coordinator Mike Sanford. He's a former Broncos QB, and he says the influences at Boise were a major factor in him getting into coaching. And in fact, in 2014, as Boise's offensive coordinator and QB coach, he helped them to the Mountain West and Fiesta Bowl championships. And this past week, he says he's used his knowledge of the Boise program to break down their mindset, and he loves their attention to detail.
Awesome, AJ. Yeah, Mike, you go back with the Sanford family, and Mike's dad still coaching Park City.
No doubt. Sanford Sr. recruited me way back in the day, and funny stories aside, this Aggie offense has to find a way to figure some things out. And AJ's right. I mean, talking with Mike yesterday about the mindset of his team. He said this team's going to come in here, they're going to be ready. They're going to try and exert their dominance early. We've got to have some success early, and they just simply haven't been able to do that.
Love on 2nd and 11. Here's a deep shot.
Boom.
Finds Mariner sliding. Mariner has the catch and has it to the 36-yard line. Williams on the stop.
This is exactly what they needed, is to get a big play to beat that coverage that has been so tight before. This time they pick on Avery Williams. Walker not on the coverage, and they connect.
Bright takes it on 1st down and takes it to the 26-yard line. They had Mariner spotted down to the 39 at the beginning of that little slide, but it's another 1st down for the Aggies.
Prior to this run for Bright, Utah State had 5 rushing yards all game.
Timeout, Boise State. Get the defense reconnoiter.
Prior to the snap.
So, Mike Sanford's offense need a little pep. Jordan Love delivers to Seose Mariner. Then the best rush of the night from Gerald Bright. And if Utah State's going to get back into this game, the offense is going to have to lead the way, because down 35-7, you need the ball in the end zone.
They certainly do, and this is a team that led the nation a year ago with 29 touchdown drives in under 60 seconds. Extremely explosive, but take a look at this stat. 223 rush yards, the most by the Broncos in the first half, going back to 2012. They are humming here on the ground. Really like the use of the timeout there, to your point, Carter, to get his defense settled down and let them catch their breath. And now you see the tight coverage here again, going to challenge these receivers, something they didn't do on that big pass play to Mariner. Good adjustment.
Handoff, Bright cuts it up the middle. Good second effort on the push there from Bright. It's a gain of 7.
And that's Bright's skill set there. He's a converted wide receiver. A very good scat back, was really patient and accelerated to get those yards.
Give it to him again. This time he is wrestled down and dropped. Canijo leads the way for the Bronco defense to force 3rd down, a loss of 7.
Canijo was the overhang player, sitting out there in kind of no man's land, playing both the pass and the run, read his keys right away, triggered, and came up with a huge tackle to force the 3rd and long. Going to be interesting to see what Boise State does here on this 3rd down situation. You're in the red zone, so you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive here with pressure because the field's smaller.
Love to the end zone for Mariner, and it is tipped away and incomplete. Walker knocks it away. Walker and Mariner doing battle, and Walker wins it again.
Walker wanted OPI there. Turns, looks for the football, thought he had a chance, and then he suddenly comes to the ground, and he felt that Mariner tugged him down. And he does. Mariner with that left hand, he couldn't really see it, but he grabs his arm right there on the wrist and pulls him down. And Utah State wisely going for it here on 4th down and with really good field position. They got to do something to spark this offense to get them back in this game. And with this skill set, here's Mariner down at the bottom. Get it to your best playmakers.
Love on 4th down over the middle, tipped and incomplete. And the Bronco defense holds. Markel Reed knocks it away. And Boise State comes away with a football and a 35-7 lead. Markel Reed gets the stop on 4th down. All Broncos. Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report, Brent Stover, Houston Nutt, Kevin Carter scores and highlights from around the country. First half highlights and stats on this very busy day in college football that began with 2nd-ranked Ohio State holding off the charge from Penn State. Chase Young dominant for the Buckeyes. All-time epic battle between Yale and Harvard in double OT. Navy beats 25th ranked SMU, and then the stunner tonight in Tempe, Arizona.
Man, big shakeup in the Pac-12. The Ducks get stunned by the Sun Devils. What a way for Herm Edwards' team to become bowl eligible.
That is amazing. After their free fall, Henderson chased, heaves it. Potential grounding. Will David Alvarez will get together and see if everybody agrees. So now it's up for Utah, Pac-12's chance at a team of the college football playoff. Here's your call for grounding. Right now, Utah is taking care of business in Arizona.
Good eyes, Carter.
Thanks.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 9. The quarterback was inside the tackle box and threw the ball into an area. There was not an eligible receiver. Lost it down to the spot of the foul. Second down.
The pressure is there because look to the left, 85. John Bates gets beat right inside. Do not ever, ever, ever let a tight end be one-on-one in pass protection, or that's what's going to happen. Henderson tries to get rid of the football, but because he was inside the tackle box and not outside of it, the officials talked about it and rightfully threw the flag for intentional grounding.
Good explanation from David Alvarez as well. So loss of 12, essentially a sack, and now Henderson steps up. 2nd and 22, incomplete, intended for Shakir. This is the Aggies' best chance perhaps to get back in this football game, get a stop, maybe even get a takeaway here, backed up in the 3rd and 22, and get something going before the half.
And the last thing you want to do is give Utah State this ball back. You've been running the ball extremely well, but here you are sitting at 3rd and 22 against an explosive offense that's got plenty of time to get some more points here if you don't pick this up, and gets the ball back to start the second half.
Aggies play coverage on 3rd and 22. Good pressure anyway. So Henderson steps up. Shakir goes up to get it. Rather, it is Butler who goes up to get it, but well short. Late shove flag. Automatic first down. DJ Williams, unsportsman. Hugely costly for the Aggies. A terrible penalty by DJ Williams.
And making matters worse is the right tackle, John Ojukwu, for Boise State. Looked like he got a hold. They got away with it. They get some pressure, but they negate a good play by being foolish.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 7. 15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
Aggies had him 3 and out. The first 3 and out.
You can't do it. You can't do it. That's a foolish penalty. Penalties where you're being aggressive, where you're playing the football, when you're doing those sort of things, coaches can live with those. DJ Williams just crushed his team and breathed life into a Boise offense that doesn't need any sort of help with the way that they've been playing. And if you're the Broncos here, get back to the run game.
And you can almost feel this stadium right when you had something going for the Aggies. You had a note of optimism before the half, and then you literally give it away.
And you're hearing boos now.
Henderson set up a screen. That's Bates. Tight end screen. Gain of 1.
Beautiful play design, but maybe a little bit too cute there. And credit Utah State for being all over that.
Caden Anderson leads the Utah State defense there. Zach Hill, hat on backward, still looking sharp.
And another first down throw. Get back to the run game. That's where you're making your hay, particularly with a little over 3 minutes left in this ball game, or excuse me, in this first half. You're looking at 2nd and 9. Run the football here. Get yourself a makeable 3rd down. Get back to the thing that's allowed you to do so well, and that's controlling the line of scrimmage.
Henderson to throw on 2nd and 9. On the roll. Chased. Henderson incomplete. So throwing incomplete. 3rd and 9.
Should have been another hold on John Ojukwu, the right tackle there. And Boise State's playing with fire. Here he is right here. He's struggling a little bit in these last couple pass sets. That last arm, that didn't look too bad on that second look there. But here's another pass. So not only is it incomplete, Carter, but you stop the clock, which is extremely helpful if Utah State can get another stop here on 3rd down.
Adam 3 and out, then the penalty on DJ Williams kept it alive. Hightower in motion, 3rd and 9. Henderson, Mahone out of the backfield in open space. Trips his way across the 50, has enough for a first down. Gets past Cameron Haney. First down, 2:37, Broncos rolling again.
Another big difference in this game is tackling by the secondaries. Another missed tackle by Utah State, another fresh set of downs. We've seen Boise State's defense make those tackles in the open field all night long.
Mahone in the backfield with Jalen Henderson. Henderson, off play action, it is incomplete. Intended for the tight end Bates, who took a pretty good pop. Had him sneaking out, and they had Bates open but couldn't hang on.
That was an extremely good play design, and he was sneaking out open. But the ball was thrown a little bit behind him, and I think Bates knew that he was going to get hit there. Came up a little short arm. That's a catch that when he watches it on film, he'll know he should have made.
Henderson, QB run, snuffed out immediately. I mean, that was blown up in a hurry by Devin Anderson, the senior from Baltimore. That's a loss of 1, 3rd and 11.
Maryland transfer, really like his first step. He's explosive off the outside edge, makes it really hard for that pulling guard when he gets that far upfield and can bend around him to be in a presence there. And Anderson just coming up, making a really nice stop there on second down. That's the sort of plays that this defense is needed. But here's another 3rd and long. Find a way to get yourself off the field. They're going to bring some pressure here. I think they should. Force this ball to come out off time. Make Henderson throw off target.
On 3rd and 11, Henderson delivers. Van Buren makes the catch, has another first down. Van Buren takes it to the 35. Broncos convert on 3rd and 11.
It's beautiful. They blitz off that outside edge, and Van Buren runs right where they're not. There's nobody in coverage there to pick him up. And that's another easy first down, and a good read by Henderson to distribute that football. And 21 getting himself out of bounds there. Stop the clock.
10th play of the drive that should have been over. Should have been a 3 and out. And the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on DJ Williams. Shakir end around. There's a toss, and Thomas will toss it incomplete. Intended for Holani. So they're breaking it all out now.
Emptying everything they have in the special category. This is going to be a reverse pass. And the left-handed C.T. Thomas just throws it out of bounds.
Buster had a chance at catching that ball, but
that's Thomas's 2nd career pass attempt.
Yep. Do you give Buster a chance, and he's going to make play for you? Great attitude as well, always smiling. Henderson takes it inside the 20-yard line, and Henderson ducks and misses a shot from Shaq Bond. 1st and 10. Inside of a minute when the clock rolls on the ready for play in a first half dominated by Boise State.
Great play call there. Good job blocking at the point of attack. And the Broncos on the march. Got one timeout left to save it for the field goal, but they want to punch this football in and give themselves a 5-touchdown lead going into halftime.
I guarantee you the Broncos not thinking field goal range right now.
No. They've been masterful tonight in all phases, particularly in the red zone.
Holani with Henderson. Holani stood up, tries to bounce it outside. One of the few times the Aggies have been there on the stop. And here comes another flag. It's in the end zone. Hightower and DJ Williams getting tangled up again in the end zone. Did Williams draw another flag? We will find out momentarily.
Hightower, you'll see these guys get mixed up. Hightower's being really aggressive. Now his hands are inside, he's holding. But Williams gets frustrated and slings him to the ground right there. Going to be interesting to see if this is offsetting. In the event that this is an unsportsmanlike conduct on DJ Williams, he's got to be careful here, or he can get himself tossed out of this ball game.
After the play, we have fouls on both teams. Unsportsmanlike conduct Offense, number 16, unnecessary roughness, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 7. That is number 7, second unsportsmanlike of the game. He is disqualified. The down counts, 3rd down.
Tough way to end your senior night for DJ Williams. 2 unsportsmanlike.
On the field.
And Grayson has to get, and he does. Andre Grayson gets over there because
This is Boise State's final timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Both on this drive on DJ Williams.
There's something to be said about playing hard and being passionate, but at some point it becomes selfish. Completely unnecessary there with the push in the back.
That was the first one.
Butler.
Yep.
That was the first unsportsmanlike conduct, and that extended the drive. They had a chance to have a 3 and out. And yeah, you're going at it, but you have to play smart. You know, 3, 4, 5 plays before, you just got another unsportsmanlike conduct, and that's the one that gets you ejected. And to your point, getting yourself kicked out, and now he's still going after the officials. Just a selfish, foolish play by their starting quarterback.
Wow. Again, the penalty's offset, but Williams, because of your second unsportsmanlike, gone from the game.
Target his replacement.
3rd and 6, Henderson, Shakir, and he will take a convoy into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos. 14 yards for Khalil Shakir on the TD pass from Jalen Henderson, his 2nd of the first half.
Zach Hill is calling a masterful game to dial up a middle screen into the pressure that they expected to come. Beautiful play call, great execution, and another Bronco touchdown. This thing's getting out of hand.
All going right for Zach Hill and the Boise State offense. Remember, this drive was 3 and out. Then Williams' first unsportsmanlike conduct kept it alive, and Boise State takes advantage with a 42-7 lead. A defensive touchdown for the Broncos and 35 from the offense.
You're just going to see the right-hand side of your screen.
Boy, that was just too easy on the screen.
Walking in, man. They ran a blitz right into it. So it creates a gap between the defensive linemen and they're going after the quarterback. It's a perfect blitz beater.
Buster's been using the teeth whitening toothpaste as well.
Buster's feeling pretty good about himself, as he should be. And I tell you what, man, this stadium has gotten quiet. All of the atmosphere, the championship atmosphere that was palpable, you could feel it, almost at a standstill.
So that's a pretty good drive chart. Your last 4 possessions, 14 plays. That ties a season-long drive for Boise State. Only loss on the road at BYU, and on the road in Provo, Utah. So there's all sorts of talk about, all right, Boise State, is there a jinx here in the Beehive State? They turned it over 8 times in this stadium 2 trips ago, but taking care of business here in this first half.
And this is 2 games in a row, Carter, where we've seen this Bronco team come out of the gates. Started out 28-0 a week ago, scored on their first drive here. We just saw that last drive chart of their last 4 getting 28 points. This is a team that seems to be hitting its stride at the right point in the season. 3 different starting quarterbacks.
That's amazing.
Only a handful of teams this year around the country have been able to do that, 7 to be exact, but Boise State's been one of them. And how fitting is it that it's their 5th-year senior showing some patience. Jalen Henderson, that got the start tonight, is getting things done as we see some laundry.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Yeah, I had the timeout to begin a drive, and now a delay a game to begin a drive. And a reminder that Boise State, with a win, clinches the Mountain Division and hosting the Mountain West Conference Championship game. 1 game left on the schedule for Boise State at Colorado State. So the home schedule is done, but if you win, you host the Mountain West Conference Championship on the blue turf.
If you win, you in.
Love, 1st and 15, incomplete. Intended for Tompkins. I mean, this is the end of the half, but it almost feels like the fourth quarter of a game that is out of hand, because
and Jordan Love is now 50% passing tonight. 12 of just 24. This is what they should have done on the first down. Just run the clock out, go in at halftime regroup. You do get the ball back to start this second half. But it's going to be a long road back to getting themselves in this ball game. And there's George Holani, man. What an incredible first half that freshman's had here on the road.
149 rushing yards for George Holani. The focused Broncos in Logan. College football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. (42-7), Boise State on Utah State. Carter Blackburn, Aaron Taylor, A.J. Ross on the field. It has been incontrovertible that Boise State dominant tonight in Logan.
Oh, I love them big words. It has been.
Just a dominant performance.
I mean, it's indisputable.
That's right.
I mean, it's been amazing. Really, it's been one-sided. Boise State, Brian Harsin telling us this week, it starts on Friday. How we prep, how we travel, are we going to be ready? And clearly, they came out in this game ready to play. Going to be really hard for Utah State to get themselves back in this game.
Take a look at the first half stats brought to you by TGI Fridays. 383 total yards, 231 rushing yards. AT, you pointed out the second biggest rushing total of the year, and it's halftime.
We're going to see more of that ground and pound attack by Boise State. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the quarterback situation. Hank Bachmeier, who started the year as a true freshman, is injured. I doubt we'll see him, but maybe we'll see Chase Cord, who's a running quarterback in his own right. That could be something we see in the second half.
Touch back to the 25. Let's check in with AJ.
Hey there, Carter. Boise State head coach Brian Harsin says it's important his team doesn't let this lead get to their head. He wants them to run the ball more in this second half, and since you guys asked, you can expect Jalen Henderson to finish this game out. Meanwhile, Utah State head coach Gary Anderson, he says they have to win at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and getting Jordan Love in a better rhythm is obviously a priority, and that comes with pass protection.
Thank you, AJ. Well, this is going to need to be something needs to go right early in this second half for Utah State. 42, most of the half, 2016 when they put up 42 at New Mexico in the first half. Love's going to pull it. Riley Wimpy there to chase him down. A sliding Jordan Love, and kind of an awkward moment there. Wimpy ends up getting the tackle, and good to see Jordan Love bounce back up, because that was a little funny going down.
Especially that's the sort of play along the left sideline that he left the game a week ago when he got down inside the 5-yard line. There's that pressure.
Yeah, it gets away from Weaver. Love on the roll. He's chased, nowhere to go. Wimpy makes a stop here. So sideline to sideline there for Riley Wimpy, Boise State's leading tackler. We haven't even, it's been so long, you forget that Ezekiel Noah, who was their leading tackler, injured knee and wrist versus Air Force back on September 20th. So Broncos had a major injury as well, linebacking core. That is zipped complete to Devin Tompkins, first down for the Aggies.
And that first down in an offense that's predicated on running fast, using tempo. And this is a team that's as fast as there is in the country, is critical. Expect them to take a downfield shot here with this field position in the middle of the field on this set of downs.
Now Bright stood up, driven back, no gain. Jordan Happel leads the way.
Back-to-back first down plays with designed runs. Mike Sanford knows he's got to get himself back in this game, but clearly trying to establish the run game first to try to do that.
One more mention for this Boise State defense. DeAndre Pierce, second straight year they lose him. Season-ending injury. So played well despite the two major injuries. Love on the roll, second down, deep shot, knocked away at the last moment by Kaniho. It was intended for Jordan Nathan, and Kaniho knocks it away. Good last-minute adjustment by Kaniho.
How many times have we seen balls in and out of the hands of the Utah State receivers tonight? Siosi Mariner was also wide open along the left sidelines there, and Love missed him as well. You got to make that catch. Love put the ball where it needed to be. Receivers let him down.
Pressure coming on 3rd and 9. Wimpy sacks Jordan Love. Riley Wimpy is getting to know Jordan Love on this drive. 2 tackles and a sack on the Utah State QB.
This time they bring that second level pressure. This is exactly what it is you want to do. Here he is here. They bring both backers on the second level. The tackle commits to the first one going inside. Wickersham leaves Wimpy wide open, and that pressure that Coach Anderson said they needed to get a hold of got home.
Williams trying to reverse field. Williams finds the edge. Across the 30 and now down the sideline. Avery Williams cuts it back inside the 50. Avery Williams will take it all the way. A special teams touchdown for the Broncos. 74-yard punt return for a touchdown for Avery Williams, his second of the year.
Official timeout for injury to a defensive player.
Lampkin is hurt, but no flags. The touchdown stands.
You'll see Canijo come in right there and get a nice chip block and actually takes out 3 Aggies all at once. But this is just incredible running by Avery Williams. Had a punt return against San Jose State 3 weeks ago. Comes up here big on another one.
Zach's PAT. So you've got touchdowns from the offense, touchdowns from the defense, and now Avery Williams with a special teams TD. Broncos ready to celebrate already. November 2nd, Avery Williams at San Jose State. This was after the San Jose State got out to a 14-0 lead. It was a 66-yard punt return for a touchdown for Avery Williams to get Boise State on the board in the first quarter. And now tonight, Avery Williams early in the third breaks it again. And this was a team effort. Nice run by Avery Williams, but you pointed out some delicious blocks.
Some delicious blocks and some poor tackling again for the Aggies. And it's been total domination by this Bronco team tonight.
Touch back to the 25-yard line.
Carter, you mentioned Boise State being down 14-0 to San Jose State. These have been the cardiac kids, but this is what this game is really all about. This is fighting for that New Year's Six game. And I got to tell you what, Cincinnati has been playing with fire, won their last 2 ball games by 3 points apiece. They play Memphis on November 29th. Huge American matchup, and could see each other again, Memphis and Cincinnati, the very next weekend in the championship game. Control the controllables if you're Boise State, and you could be exactly where you want to be when this season ends.
I think control is a apt description of what the Broncos have done tonight. And here comes another, at the beginning of the drive. This is the 3rd time.
Full start, 87, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
At the beginning of a drive, you've taken a timeout offensively, had a delay of game, and now a false start on the first play of your drive.
And it was by Rep who made that great one-handed catch to end that first drive that got him the 7 points.
Handoff, Tompkins takes it out past the 30-yard line. Hatada makes the stop from behind. So get 10 of it back to the 30-yard line.
And I like the play call going to the perimeter run game.
And the umpire goes down. But complete, and that's a first down. So in 2 plays, you get it all back and move the chains anyway. Now Wahine on the stop. That's a gain of 7 to Nathan.
That's another first down play that started that series of downs with the run. Mike Sanford still trying to stay balanced. using the run game to open up the pass game to get things going.
Nothing doing in the run game here on first down.
That's really been the story all season, is explosive and prolific as this offense has been over the years. They've been balanced. They've had good physical offensive lines. Last year was almost a senior-dominated offensive line. 4 really experienced guys up front. They move on, and now it's been a ton of fresh faces, freshmen and sophomore up front leading this offense. And they're going to be good, but they're still a little green and raw.
Warren.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Hatata.
This was timeout for an injury to a defensive player.
Holding the left arm.
The body language didn't look good.
So Hatata will come to the sideline.
It's the bottom left-hand line. The scrimmage gets hit maybe by the back coming through. I'll tell you, man, there's so many times where you're trying to block somebody, you're trying to make a tackle, and you have your appendages, your upper body, away from your core. And there's only so much a body can take, and sometimes those things happen. You get caught in funny positions. But it looked good as quickly as Hatata left off the field. I wouldn't be surprised, knowing the toughness of that kid, if we don't see him on the field again tonight.
Love on third down. Flips it. Warren, it's incomplete. I mean, in the backfield, Moa leading the way there for the Broncos on the third down pressure. And just overshooting Jalen Warren. So punting again for the Aggies. And the last time you punted, 76-yard return for a touchdown for Avery Williams. Bartoli, the second punter Utah State has used this year. Aaron Dalton, back injury. Williams will fair catch this one at the 17-yard line and have a little shimmy after the fair catch. He does it all with style.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by $12 endless appetizers only at TGI Fridays. Pick one app, then another, endlessly. Buy Tostitos. Get to the good stuff. And by Verizon, the network more people rely on.
We always have a good time in Aggie country. Athletic Director John Hartwell, Heather Hartwell hosting us last night. And yeah, there's plenty to eat. Plenty to see. Even an opportunity to catch some fish here in Cache Valley, Logan River. It's a tease for something we may be discussing at some point in the second half of this football game.
It'll come up.
Shakir in motion. Henderson to Thomas on the edge. There's another missed tackle by the Aggies, and that leads us right into a lot of missed tackles by Utah State.
You can't set it up any better than that, and unfortunately for Utah State, really the story for them defensively has been this. Poor tackling in positions to get guys down on the ground, but simply don't do it. Halani's been running through guys. Hightower's been running through guys. Anybody in a white jersey has been running through the extremely poor arm tackles. And take a look at that this season, giving up 180 yards. Already over 231 tonight and counting. And here's going to be about 10 more.
And, oh, no, they're going to prove you wrong on this one. Forcing Butler out prior to the first down, but still, I mean, you're still in position for third and short. Bond forces Butler out. But this, really, the first half of this game looked a lot like the second half Utah State versus BYU, when the Cougars were running wild against the Aggies, and that's what Boise State did in this first half.
And there's Jalen Henderson, the quarterback. Brian Harsin has to feel really good about the way his signal caller has played, but really how his team has played in all three phases. They're playing championship football tonight.
Henderson sneak, Boise State has converted to 7 straight third down opportunities. And Brian Harsin has to be very pleased with the overall effort tonight.
Is 8 for 10 on third down good?
Yes. Especially when you start 1 for 3. So that's 7 straight.
It's unbelievable. And this is what you got to do. If you're a championship team, you have to put your foot on the throat of your opponent and eliminate any hope that they have to get themselves back in the ball game. And they've really done that since the second series of the first quarter.
Shovel, that's a completion, and that is Thomas, and he is out of bounds around the 35-yard line. And I mean, we've said it several different ways because it is really remarkable to start 3 quarterbacks to go into this year for Boise State. And you have a true freshman, Hank Bachmeier, and then he gets pounded. I mean, sacked and beat up and hit. Toughness never in question, but injured versus Hawaii, re-injured versus San Jose State, so that it's Chase Cord, then he's banged up. And so, as AJ told us, the report from Brian Harsin, they expect Jalen Henderson to go the distance in this game, even though Bachmeier and Cord both available. But quarterback by committee, and you're well on your way to 7-0 in the Mountain West. Alani takes it across the 50. Let's check in again with AJ.
Hey there, Carter and Aaron. As if Hank Bachmeier hasn't already taken enough hits throughout this season, standing here on the sideline when you saw those players dive on the sideline here and this chair's flipping over. Hank Bachmeier was one of the guys that actually got floored on the field here, but he's okay. He's still with his headset on, helping out however he can.
Well, that's AJ. That is an injury report like we did not expect. I mean, you're on the sideline. You're supposed to be avoiding hits, but somehow Bachmeier just attracts contact. That is knocked away. It's incomplete. That's an incomplete pass. Play is dead. But say this about Hank Bachmeier. Everyone on that Boise State sideline knows the toughness of that young man because he has done his best to play through all of the hits and the 2 injuries. Chase Cord, toughness as well.
Earned my respect on the road in week 1 against Florida State. Kid just showed some moxie, but really that first game is really emblematic of who Boise State has been all season long. They may be the cardiac kids playing in games maybe closer than they want to. I know the fans have been hating on the run game, but that's all changing. This is a team that has continually found ways to win. The culture inside the Bronco locker room is tremendous. And a big reason why is this quarterback that we've seen these last 2 games lead this offense has looked as good as we've seen it all season long. And George Halani.
And George Halani. Terrific.
Got some new offensive linemen up front.
Handoff, that's Van Buren who takes it inside the 35-yard line. And quarterback rooms are a different place, right? And a special place. And talking about this game with 3 different quarterbacks and Bachmeier and Cord signaling in for Jalen Henderson. And Brian Harsin and Zach Hill and everybody on Boise State telling us, even when it was Bachmeier playing and Cord kind of spelling him at quarterback, one of only 7 teams to have 3 different quarterbacks start and win a game this season. And you're the 20th ranked team in the country and a chance to play in the New Year's Six when you've had to start 3 different quarterbacks. But everyone's saying all year long, Jalen Henderson, plenty capable of running this football team, and it has been on display the last 2 weeks. Van Buren sets him up inside the 20 again, another red zone trip. But that's a unique quarterback room to have 3 guys all start and win football games.
And when we sat down and talked with him, I said, hey, Hars, what is it about your quarterback room that allows you guys to do that? He said, we've got a long tradition here. It's a next man up mentality. Everybody is bought in. Everybody's been ready to play. Each of these guys has come in unexpectedly and won ball games because they were well coached and well prepared.
Give to Butler, and Butler takes it to the 15-yard line. Tay makes a stop tonight. Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. 4 trips, 4 touchdowns for Boise State. Just another mark for the dominance tonight by the Broncos.
Really one of the more lopsided matchups in this game, if you will, is Utah State's inability to score in the red zone and Boise State's demonstrated ability to do the opposite. They've been masterful down here And that's going to serve them well as they roll into what looks like is going to be a spot in the Mountain West Conference Championship game, taking on the winner of tonight's Hawaii-San Diego State game.
The Aggies could use Merlin Olsen right now because defense has not been dominant.
No, it hasn't. David Woodward's injury and his absence, I don't want to use the word catastrophic, but it's been significant. Munoz did a masterful job. He's really made a difference since he's come in and started to play that position. They've gotten some production when Munoz, former walk-on, AJ's great story about his determination and commitment there has been spot on, but they just don't have the Jimmies and the Joes and the horses that they thought they would to start the season.
Henderson 3rd and 6, end zone, touchdown. C.T. Thomas makes the grab. That one from 15 yards. The 3rd passing touchdown by Jalen Henderson.
That's 6 touchdowns in these last 3 games. Tried to bring some outside pressure off that outside edge. And that time he ends up on Andre Grayson, the nickelback, and that's a matchup that they'd love to have every single snap, and they hit pay dirt.
6 Broncos have scored touchdowns in this game, and Boise State leads it 56-7 at the peak. No, 3's a crowd.
What do you think they're talking about up there? The Ram College Football Playoff
I think they're talking about the College Football Bowl powered by Ram trucks, and they're saying, all right, what does that Oregon loss mean for Utah and Alabama?
I tell you what, it's going to make Utah's chances of getting into the College Football Playoff that much harder. I thought if they both went into that Pac-12 championship game, Utah stood the best chance. LSU and Georgia in an SEC championship game is interesting. If Georgia could somehow find a way to beat LSU, and I don't think it can happen, that's going to be the doomsday scenario. But Alabama got some help, Penn State got some help, and me clearing the telestrator just got some help from my play-by-play partner, Carter Blackburn.
Incontrovertible. That's a touchback to the 25. The Boise State offense, we have detailed the success, but let's not give short shrift to this Bronco D.
No, they've been getting after it up front. We saw sacks by Weaver and Hatada, but also the jumping, the pick 6 by Walker.
5-yard penalty added to the end of the play, first down.
10 yards on the Broncos this time, so that's a good start. Looks like Hatada's got the helmet off, and he's
it's
not out there for this possession.
There's not a whole lot of starters on the defense that are out there right now. This is a lot of number 2s for Boise State.
You're at 4:30 to go in the 3rd quarter, and the 2s are out there for the Broncos.
Well, this is a great opportunity to get meaningful snaps to build depth. You're usually not in a scenario like this where you can play meaningful snaps against what's going to be an NFL quarterback likely drafted somewhere in the 1st round. He's got the skill set. He certainly hasn't had the year from a decision-making standpoint. It's making his evaluation this year with the scouts that I've talked to all the more difficult. But you put on his tape from last season, and should Jordan Love decide to come out, he's likely a 1st rounder.
Complete. Gerald Bright across the 35. So even with the 15 picks this year, you think if Love comes out 1st round?
There's no question if he comes out, because the draft isn't about production, it's about projection. It's about what they think they can do with you. And there is a lot to like about Jordan Love that prior to this year showed a masterful job of making decisions. But a year ago in the offense that he ran, it was a lot of first read stuff. He wasn't going through his progressions. So this year he's demonstrated an ability to do that, but the underneath coverage, particularly on the in-breaking routes, has been a challenge for him.
On 1st down, Love complete. There's Mariner coming back to make the catch in front of LaBeouf.
I mean, he flicks that ball. It's effortless, man.
It is. I mean, you just you say arm talent, but really the wrist talent. I mean, like an excellent fly fishing cast.
Oh, man, we should have worn eye protection. I know that.
That's complete to Jordan Nathan. I mean, the numbers that Jordan Love is going to, whenever his Aggie career comes to an end. So this is the school rig. He has 1 year of eligibility left. I mean, this is not a foregone conclusion that Jordan Love is done after this year as an Aggie. But whenever he leaves Logan, Utah, it's going to be as one of the most successful quarterbacks. Remember, this offense last year, Matt Wells, now the head coach at Texas Tech. 48 points per game. Well, that offense last year, again, different offensive line, but 48 points per game, second only to Oklahoma a year ago. 32 TDs, 6 INTs last year for Love. The pieces around him were different, especially the offensive line. So it's not an even comparison.
No, and he also lost his top 3 receivers from a season ago as well. So the offense in critical positions largely rebuilt.
2nd and 4, fling it to the outside. Ooh, nice tackle in the open field. That is Reed who comes up and makes stop on Nathan in space.
Reed's made a couple nice plays tonight. He's one of those freshman players that's already made his way onto the field this season, and the coaches have high hopes and projections for number 8. To be successful at a school like Boise State, you have to develop. You have to bring the right kind of guys, the OKGs, as Chris Peterson used to say, into your program. But once they get here, you have to develop them. And they have a long track record of doing just that.
Low over the middle, complete. The good news is the Aggies take it inside the 20-yard line as Rep makes the catch. The bad news is the Aggies are in the red zone.
They're in the red zone. This has been an area they've struggled. It's going to be interesting to see if the Broncos, with their number 2s, can keep them out.
Love tosses that one up for Mariner. LaBeouf in coverage. Mariner looking for a flag. None coming.
Tell you what, man, I've been impressed with Mariner in the season he's had. This group of receivers really is kind of...
Timeout for an injury to an offensive player.
Savandano, one of the guards for this team, has played some right guard this year, some left guard, took 50 snaps last week. This is another unit up front, a lot like Boise's. It's been banged up.
Rotates with Shaw, Ty Shaw at guard. Carter Shaw plays right guard. On the drive, Jordan Love 6 for 7. Looking for his favorite touchdown targets, Yosei Mariner, who has 5 TDs in the last 4 games, including an 80-yarder versus Wyoming. Love, complete, down to the 11. It's Rep, sets him up for 3rd and 2 after a gain of 8.
That's a perfect example of Jordan Love, how silky smooth his release is. It's like a shortstop turning 2, just pulls the ball up and fires it.
Timeout Boise State prior to 3rd down. So we will step aside with the Aggies threatening.
Their first time out of the half.
Broncos rolling 56-7. Aggies driving. Late 3rd quarter. Friday starting at noon. We have Miami of Ohio against Ball State, followed by these Broncos in Fort Fun to play Colorado State on CBS Sports Network. Now, that's consequential for Boise State in your New Year's 6 conversation. Again, if the Broncos win tonight, they wrap up the Mountain Division. They host the Mountain West Conference Championship game against either Hawaii or San Diego State. But you don't want to slip up and lose that game at Colorado State because you're still in contention for the New Year's 6, and you have to keep it all together for a conference championship.
They've got to feel really good about the way that they've played tonight. But to your point, they're in the red zone. It's the end of the 3rd quarter. This thing's far from over. They got to continue to execute regardless of who's on the field in the situation.
Bright will take it to the 5. It is 1st and goal Utah State. There is a telling red zone stat. Utah State this year, 13 red zone touchdowns. Last 3+ games, they have allowed 18 red zone touchdowns. But Bright walks in to brighten that dark red zone stat for Utah State. Bright's into the end zone, touchdown for the Aggies. 20th career rushing touchdown for Gerald Bright to cap the 13-play drive.
And the irony, dare I say, was a missed tackle in the hole by the Bronco defense.
Worth noting, you got your 1s for Utah State against the 2s for Boise State, but still an efficient touchdown drive for the Aggies. The PAT from Dominic Eberle, Utah State's all-time leading scorer, the senior from Nuremberg, Germany. Love on the drive, 7 for 8 for 49 yards, and then Bright takes it in.
This is going to be a simple split zone where you bring the tight end across the formation, kick out the end. Nice job on the offensive line coming off on the run blitz by the backer that was trying to fill. And Gerald Bright, who's more of a scat back, running with some power through the arm tackle of a defensive lineman there to get in.
The Hardy herd still intact. The herd has lost some members throughout the evening. But those, yeah, I mean, it is still spirited, those who have remained.
Tell you what, Carter, we've done a couple games here this year and several over the years. As far as communities go and people getting behind their team, in this part of the state of Utah, it's all Aggies all the time.
Bates grabs it and goes down with the football.
Carter, I got to be honest with you, man. It's been interesting to see what this offense has done underneath Jalen Henderson. The redshirt senior, 5th-year senior quarterback, man, biding his time, not transferring, not hitting the portal, just being patient. And when his number was called, 9 has certainly delivered. 6 touchdowns over these last couple weeks. 1 interception, got fooled by the safety a week ago, who ran with the wheel route, and the backer just jumped underneath a post, but he's done an excellent job operating this offense.
Henderson will hand to Van Buren. Nothing there. You figure the Broncos are going to run the football, run the clock. Not likely the last play of the 3rd quarter. And Jalen Henderson had to wait until the end of his senior year to start a football game for the Broncos. Led the victory against New Mexico last week on the road to the 4th quarter with a 56-14 lead. The Broncos a chance to wrap up the Mountain Division here in Logan. College football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. You know what he's eating right there?
World's best corn dog.
That is precisely right. The Love Truck.
Better be with mustard, that's all I'm saying.
Our Geico difference makers, George Halani, I mean, he's barely touched the football in the second half and still has 178, most by Boise State freshmen since they joined the FBS. Jalen Henderson spreading the football all around very effectively. 8
different players with a reception tonight, 10 different players on the season with a touchdown reception. Jalen Henderson in this offense likes to spread the ball around.
Van Buren is going to cut it back. Oh, Van Buren, get him a corn dog. Jalen Henderson, he's going to go 2-0 in his starting career as Bronco quarterback.
Hard to get better than that with 2 starts, but using his legs a little bit, making plays, distributing the football. Great play there into a blitz, running the tunnel screen, but extremely accurate throwing the football tonight, giving his guys a chance to make plays. But most importantly, he hasn't turned the football over. He's made really good decisions and operated the offense at a very high level.
Back into 3rd and 22 now, so forced to throw it, complete. Hightower over the middle. Hightower trying to spin out. And so the Broncos will punt it away even after a gain of 9. So it's not all good news for Boise State here in the fourth, but the Blue Turf looks like it will be hosting the Mountain West Conference Championship game. And again, on the west side, the winner of San Diego State and Hawaii will be the representative from that division. And both those teams are out of conference next week. So the West Division will be wrapped up, and the Mountain Division is 13 minutes and 36 seconds away from being wrapped up. First 3 and out for the Broncos. Velasquez punts it away. Nathan is back. Fair catch inside the 30. 50-yard punt for Joel Velasquez. Parsons Broncos rolling in the Cache Valley. Well, representing the Denver Broncos as well as the Boise State Broncos. 56-14 coming up next. We switch it over to the studio. Brent and Kevin get you all the updates and predictions on Inside College Football on the CBS Sports Network. That is coming up next. Let's check in with AJ.
Thanks, Carter. Broncos defensive end Curtis Weaver. He's maybe anticipating a sweet victory here. He seems to also have a sweet tooth here on the sideline. A couple minutes ago, I noticed something fly over my head. Weaver caught it. It was a bag of Skittles, guys, and he wasted no time opening them up. He's been eating them and dancing and smiling here on the sidelines, definitely uplifting everybody else around him.
AT, hell, I mean, come on.
Oh, man, I'm just saying.
With your, that was the telestration by Aaron Taylor. Yeah, there's a new quarterback in the game. It's Columbia quarterbacking for Utah State. But getting back to the Skittles.
My man's a little doughy. He's got a little extra love.
I mean, the Skittles, that's a relatively minors. Columbia's going to pull this on the zone read, Columbia. I mean, you got to treat yourself to some Skittles occasionally.
I like some Skittles.
I'm not going to start saying how far off the diet.
No, you can't be calling me out, man. My wife may be watching. I will say this, though. I made direct eye contact with the hot now sign at Krispy Kreme and kept on driving. That happened today.
Okay.
That's a small milestone in my world.
Okay. You know, speaking of today, and speaking of items that can be consumed, we'll get to that in a moment. That is a toss, and that is a first down, and there is Taylor Compton who has the grab. All right, what a wonderful time at Sportsman's Paradise.
Just want the fans at home to notice the space and the size of the fish.
Yeah, so the rainbow trout, where the final score was 3-2, Blackburn over Taylor. Fly fishing expedition #1 for me, so I think that makes me a chance. And we huge thanks to Grant White and everybody at Sportsman's Paradise, Utah's ultimate fly fishing and wing shooting destination, right outside of Logan, Utah. Really terrific time. We talk about how it's a good group of Aggies, and they always host us very well. So when the invitation came, you guys want to go fly fishing? You thought I was joking.
I thought you were joking. Like, do you want to go fly fishing? I'm like, I'd love to do nothing more than go fly fishing in Utah in the fall on a crisp, beautiful day, and that's exactly what happened. Sportsman Paradise, it was a paradise indeed, man. And just for the record, the 3-2 thing, like, it was more fly snagging towards the end in that little quote-unquote honey hole that you were in.
We had excellent guides. Could have
just put your pole down and grabbed the net and scooped up 20 of them.
Like Grandpa Simpson said, just whack the fish with a paddle.
Beautiful back shoulder there.
Sean Carter makes the grab. So Columbia, the sophomore quarterback who had to come on in relief of Jordan Love in the Wyoming game. The Wyoming win. Columbia played well.
Not too bad. Operated pretty decently. 3 for 6, 35 yards. Looking really nice on this drive here.
On the roll. That is knocked down over the middle, and it is batted away incomplete. That's J.L. Skinner, the true freshman from San Diego, who gets that pass breakup.
Skinner's played well, true freshman. Markel Reed, true freshman's played well tonight. This is a high-flying offense, and these guys have played aggressive. It's good to see Boise State defensively. I thought that both of these teams had an advantage with their receivers against the opposing defensive backs, but the Broncos have really stepped up.
Oh, incomplete.
It's Taylor Compton, workhorse of this offense. Been a lot of drop balls tonight by these receivers, particularly on the Aggies side.
He's a Logan High Grizzly. 10th play of the drive, with Columbia leading the way for the Aggies. Bowl eligible, so 6 wins. I mean, there's been so much winning, really, beginning with Gary Anderson's first stint as Utah State head coach, and then Matt Wells, and now Gary Anderson's second stint as Aggie head coach.
The late stem might have got him.
Now false start.
It's a trend we're seeing in college football where the defensive line moves at the last minute to draw a false start.
False start. Offense number 66, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
It's Waske. He's a vet. Started some games, taken a lot of snaps throughout the year. Rotated him, one of the many offensive linemen that have been called into service, but you got to hold your water.
And the big loss on the offensive line for Utah State was Andy Koch, who had an ACL season ending, but he will be a 3rd-year freshman. Third and 15, Columbia picked off and straight down with the football. So it's an interception by Evan Tyler. Comes away with it near the goal line. Second INT of the night by the Broncos. They had only 5 on the year, and the Broncos celebration is well underway. Cashing in. Take a look at our Chick-fil-A game summary, and any way you put it, it has been a whooping by the Broncos on the Aggies.
They won the turnover battle amongst many others, which is ironic for Boise State. There's only been twice all season that they have won the turnover battle. All of the games they were negative or even. They found a way to get it done with a couple interceptions here tonight, but the potent run game, it's been all Broncos all night long on both sides of the football. Just a really impressive performance.
Scored in all 3 phases, pick 6 on return for a touchdown, and now Henderson will hand off. Andrew Van Buren, the sophomore from West Hills, California.
Go back and take a look at that interception. Here's Evan Tyler right here. Columbia's got to learn that he can't stare him down. Frieza right there. He's staring down his receiver. Look at Tyler right here. He's breaking on the ball, going to have an opportunity. Columbia is basically leading Tyler with his eyes to that interception. As a quarterback, you have to help yourself out by looking off the coverage for the safeties and avoid that extremely long, indisputable celebration he had.
It was a remarkable celebration. Went almost the length of the field. Van Buren. You know, I kind of give credit for David Alvarez and his crew. I mean, it's like, could we flag that? Sure, but you know what? We're just going to let it go.
Letting these guys play a little bit and have some fun, and officiating crew's done a pretty clean job tonight. These guys have been on top of things and reviewing what they should be reviewing. It's a little cold. You'd like to see a little less reviews up here in the booth, exposed to the chilly fall air.
Please, please. We have, thanks to tech manager Jerry Wetzel, we have adequate heating.
Stay in bounds, keep the clock running.
On 3rd and 4, Van Buren, good second effort. That push gives him a first down, allowing the Broncos to possess it, run the football, run the clock. That's 5 more yards for Andrew Van Buren. So Helani with the huge first half, and now in the second half, it's mostly been Van Buren. Even saw Danny Smith get some run last week against New Mexico. There is a flag down. It's maybe after the play. We'll check.
You're right, man. That was a really nice run by Van Buren. It's amazing what happens when you run north and south.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 96 from the sideline, 15-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
Wow.
From the sideline.
There must have been a word or two said that was not in the spirit of sportsmanship. Want to take any guesses as to what that might have been?
That's Christopher Unga, who is flagged.
You understand the frustration. And I played this sport most of my life. I've covered it a long time as well. Those things happen, but you can't let your emotions get the best of you, particularly in a situation like this.
Van Buren, left side, gets it to the 40-yard line. So Boise State on the road at Colorado State next Friday. Memphis versus Cincinnati, the huge one on Friday in the American between Cincinnati and Memphis at the Liberty Bowl.
That's really what it comes down to, the big three, if you will. We've said it again earlier in the show, November 29th. Memphis and Cincinnati play each other, have a chance to play each other again the following week in the American Conference Championship game. Boise's best chance to be the Group of 5 New Year's 6 representative is to continue what they've done tonight. That's control the controllables, be dominant, protect the football, establish your run game, tackle well in space, have special teams be a factor, play winning football.
Don't sleep on the Mountaineers of Appalachian State. They are at Troy next week, Larry Blakeney Field at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Troy, Alabama. And Appalachian State sitting at 10-1 right now. Troy 5-6. So Appalachian State hoping that there is mayhem in the American Athletic Conference and in the Mountain West Conference.
You would think if Memphis or Cincinnati wins out, they're sitting in the driver's seat because they'll have the best strength of schedule. That's why Boise State needs some help. But a win like this is impressive and certainly helps with the eye test of this football team that has proven consistently that they can get to the postseason and hang and beat anybody.
And say this about Utah State. I mean, this is a team 6-4 bowl eligible, 5-1 in the Mountain West Conference, and they lost in overtime against a very good Wake Forest team at the beginning of the year. They went and played an LSU team that is obviously elite, and that was a game that was dominated. And some of the numbers for Utah State that are lopsided are in part because of the LSU Tigers, but also the BYU Cougars as well. Velasquez, punt, fielded by Nathan right around the 16-yard line, 41-yard punt. The hardy Aggie fans on a chilly Saturday night, sticking with their team all the way to the chilly end. Boise State 56-14 on Utah State, and we are under a review because Joel Velasquez checking to see if his knee was down while in control of the football. Low snap from Daniel Cantrell, and Velasquez goes down to get it. I mean, it's the difference of field position.
Huge in a game that's largely decided, but once again the officials are on top of it. His knee hits the ground before he has possession of the football, then it drops. His knee comes off the ground.
After further review, the win on the field stands. First down, Utah State.
To me, guys, it looks like he intentionally let the football go, almost knowingly, so that his knee would not be down. He would not maintain possession. I think that was just a heads-up play by the punter, having tremendous situational awareness.
And it's been an up and down year punting wise for Joel Velasquez and Boise State, so give him credit there, whether it's deserved or not. But
I think I'm giving him a little too much credit.
But he'll take it.
AJ, I want you to ask that question after the game.
The most pressing item after this football game. So the Group of 5 New Year's 6 Bowls, you go back to 2014 when Mike Sanford was at Boise State and Brian Harsin. They got it rolling again. Another trip to the Fiesta Bowl in Houston, Western Michigan. The UCF Knights. Will the Broncos return? as the Group of 5 representative. They have put themselves in position. Win tonight, you win the Mountain Division and host the Mountain West Conference Championship game against either San Diego State or Hawaii, who are playing an odd football game in Honolulu right now. Riley Burt, the ball carrier. He takes it across the 20-yard line.
Odd indeed, Carter, because Hawaii is actually out-rushing San Diego State. I mean, with the prolific run games that they've had, and considering that Hawaii's running the run and shoot, what type of world are we living in?
We will check that score in a moment. Columbia on in relief for Jordan Love. He will take a sack. 1 minute, 37 seconds left, and Hawaii has a 14-11 lead on San Diego State. A Hawaii win. They clinch the Mountain West Division. San Diego State able to come back and win the game. They clinch the West Division. And Boise State, 5 minutes and 48 seconds from clinching the Mountain Division.
That defense has been prolific all season long for the Aztecs, can get a stop. San Diego State has all 3 timeouts left. They may have a chance.
Columbia pressured on the roll on 3rd down. And he will toss. That is caught, and that is an Aggie first down.
Nice job right there running the scramble drill along the sideline. Derek Wright did a brilliant job of coming back to the football, acted like he was going to go deep, and then came back and showed his numbers to the quarterback like you're supposed to. Move the sticks.
Columbia will take off, slide right around the 33-yard line, again where you begin your slide.
So there's 2 ways to look at this. Obviously, Utah State's going to be happy with the way Columbia is leading the offense, using his legs, playing with a sense of urgency. And if you're Boise State, yeah, you're a backup, but the expectations are the same. Each defense has assignments that they're expected to execute, so they don't want the Aggies to march down the field on them, even if they are the number 2s or number 3s. And that is a way to get a stop in the run to fill the hole when you're coming back from that second level as a linebacker.
I'll tell you what, this is when you have to really love playing football. 4:28, games out of hand. Temperature is presently 28 degrees. Maverick Stadium, Logan, Utah. Both teams still playing hard. Backups in on both sides. Columbia, that is a toss across the 50-yard line, and Derek Wright will take it into Boise State territory. Skinner on the stop.
Good protection that time. Columbia showing nice patience and poise, going through his read progressions. That was about his 3rd or 4th option there, but he found it.
Columbia hands off to Riley Burt. Oh, he kept it. Columbia fakes and keeps.
He got me too, partner. And I'll say this, he could have handed it off and it might have been a touchdown, but he decided to pull it. He got all of us. This was a really good ball fake. Comes up, fakes like he's going to throw the football to hold the defense in its place. Columbia's on top of this football game, really operating this offense nicely.
Now Burt takes it.
And Burt hits the hole all tippy-toe right there. When he was on the fake, he hit it with some urgency. You got the ball in your breadbasket, you got to go.
Utah State in the red zone tonight. 2 for 4 touchdowns, but an interception last time.
Area of the field's been kryptonite for this team.
Columbia to Burt out of the backfield. 3rd down coming. Williams in on that stop. Columbia, the sophomore from Hollywood, Florida. His dad, a coach, played at Ole Miss.
Carter, I think it's pretty safe to say this is 4-down territory for Utah State. You don't kick a field goal in this situation. You get touchdowns, baby.
Columbia will complete. That is enough for a first down. 1st and goal. Wright makes the grab. Derek Wright, the junior from Sterling, Utah, via Snow College. He's been the target for Columbia on this drive.
He certainly has been targeted quite a bit. Had a nice touchdown on the go route versus Stony Brook. I was able to see when we were scouting the first time, getting ready for these guys. Been a lot of turnover in this receiver room for this team this season, but there's been some guys that have stepped up. As we see Burt getting fed now, Aggies really wanting to punch this one in.
Timeout, Boise State. Brian Harsin comes in to get a timeout.
Prior to the snap, Boise State has called a timeout. 60 seconds in length.
San Diego State and Hawaii still going. Less than a minute to go in Honolulu. It is Hawaii 14, San Diego State 11. The winner of that game wins the Mountain West Division. Boise State will wrap up the Mountain Division and host the Mountain West Conference Championship game on the blue turf. One game left on the road for Boise State. That's at Colorado State on Friday on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Carter, if Hawaii wins that game, they're going to play in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. Minus 14 in turnovers.
Wow.
Where are we? It's like we're on Mars or something.
Less active, the Martians, than at the beginning of the game, but do you think?
They're probably frozen to death.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that. It'd be a terrible occurrence. Second and goal, Columbia, toss, knocked away. That was a chance at another pick. LaBeouf, redshirt freshman from Long Beach Poly.
These cornerbacks have been coached up well to expect that ball to come out quick. Excellent job that time by Tyrek LaBeouf getting his hands on that football.
Third and goal, Columbia. He will keep it and reach the end zone. Touchdown, Henry Columbia. Oh, no. Nope.
Bravo, Columbia. Bravo. Beautiful job leading your team down the field. Operating the offense. Playing with a sense of urgency.
Everly PHC is good. Columbia leads the touchdown drive. Thankfully, no one has frozen Mars or Logan or anywhere else.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Ice Cold Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. And by Red Lobster.
Well, Big Blue has had to watch the Boise State Broncos score in all three phases tonight. 56-21. The Broncos will be your Mountain West Conference Mountain Division champs with this win and host the Mountain West Conference Championship game. The only remaining question, will they be playing Hawaii or will they be playing San Diego? An odd football game in the islands is not done yet. That's fair catch, bringing it out to the 25. Hightower didn't want to take any chances getting hurt at this point with 1:40 to go. Our Old Trapper beef jerky player of the game, George Holani, who got it started on the ground. I mean, he rolled up a career night in the first half.
He was unbelievable, and he's a player that had to go through a lot to even get himself to Boise. What he's been through, his heart, his determination, and his pure athleticism. He is a good football player, and that ground game that really has kind of been subpar of what the expectations are, at least at Boise State, was on fire tonight. 24 leading the charge right out of the gate.
Henderson hands off. That is Danny Smith, the redshirt freshman from Oxnard, California, who gets his 8th carry of the year.
Danny Smith was running awfully close to that sideline.
It probably doesn't matter, but still, you want to execute it right. Don't go out of bounds.
Don't go out of bounds. Keep that clock going. Should have been doing that since halftime. Huddle up, guys. Huddle up, Harsin says. Snap this ball with about 4 seconds left on the play clock.
Final score in Honolulu, 14-11. Hawaii over San Diego State. Rainbow Warriors have won the West Division, and Boise State has won the Mountain Division. Taking, maybe snap it one more time.
And that's a big deal, Carter. This win not only wins them the Mountain, but it assures them having home field advantage. They're going to host the game against a team whose average temperature is in the 70s all year round. So if you want to host a championship game in November, when it matters, December championship game, you want to have it be on your own turf. And the boys from Hawaii are going to be cold.
10 wins for the Broncos. With 1 game left in the regular season, Brian Harsin's Boise State team will win the Mountain Division and host the Mountain West Conference Championship game. Gary Anderson's Utah State Aggies fall to 6-5 on the year. Bowl eligible still, but it is Boise State who clinches the Mountain Division and hosting the Mountain West Conference Championship game. So you called it semifinal Saturday in the Mountain West, and Boise State and Hawaii. The championship game, December 7, Hawaii at Boise State.
It's going to be the run and shoot against the balanced attack of Boise State. It's going to be a good matchup, man. Boise's hard to beat on the blue.
And A.J. Ross is with Brian Harsin.
Thanks so much, Coach. Very impressive win. With this, you clinch the Mountain Division, get to host the Mountain West Championship on your blue turf. What makes this team so special?
Well, they came on the road against a really good Utah State team, and they started fast. We finished pretty well. Got a chance to play a few guys in there, but most importantly, I think they just really wanted to play well tonight. They worked hard to get to this position. We knew what we were playing for. We talked about this in January, so this opportunity presented itself, and these guys came out and got it done.
Another strong showing by Jalen Henderson. George Holani played out of his mind. 6 different guys found their way into the end zone. Your offense was just amazing. What do you feel about the synergy and the potential going forward?
I think those guys are coming together. I think Jalen's doing a really good job. He's a very good leader, and I think guys follow him. And I think everybody else, defense, we had a special teams touchdown today, so I think a lot of guys are stepping up and making plays and finding a way to finish the season the way we want to.
Congratulations, Coach.
All right, thank you. Go Broncos.
Another opportunity in the Mountain West Conference Championship game for the Boise State Broncos. They take care of business. 56-21 the final. For Aaron Taylor, A.J. Ross, our entire crew, I'm Carter Blackburn. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now let's send it to Brent Stover and Kevin Carter in our New York studio inside college football.